When 9 hikers ventured into the Ural Mountains in 1959, they were embarking on what they thought would be an exhilarating adventure. These were not just any hikers. They were students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, all experienced in long ski tours and mountain expeditions. They had meticulously planned their route, gathered the necessary supplies, and were eager to conquer the challenges that lay ahead. They never imagined they'd become part of one of the most baffling mysteries of the 20th century. The journey was supposed to be a testament to their skills and endurance, a story they could proudly share for years to come. But fate had other plans. In January 1959, 9 experienced hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set off on a skiing expedition across the Ural Mountains. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old radio engineering student with a passion for adventure. Dyatlov was known for his leadership skills and meticulous planning, making him the ideal leader for such a challenging expedition. Led by Igor Dyatlov, they aimed to conquer Otorten Mountain, a peak that was considered difficult but not impossible for experienced hikers. The group was well prepared, carrying enough food, clothing, and equipment to last them for weeks. They were in high spirits, ready to face the harsh winter conditions of the Ural Mountains, but they never returned. As days turned into weeks, concern grew among their families and friends. A search party was dispatched to find the missing hikers, but what they discovered only deepened the mystery. On February 26th, searchers found their tent on Kolatsyakl, Dead Mountain, slashed open from the inside. The scene was perplexing. The tent, which was supposed to be their safe haven, was abandoned in a state of chaos. It was as if the hikers had left in a hurry, cutting their way out of the tent rather than using the entrance. The hikers had fled into the freezing night without shoes or proper clothing. Their footprints, visible in the snow, suggested they had walked calmly at first. But then the tracks became more erratic, indicating panic. What could have driven them to leave the safety of their tent in such a state of undress? The bodies were discovered scattered over a kilometer from the tent in eerie conditions. Some were found near a makeshift fire, while others were located in a ravine, partially buried under snow. The positions of the bodies suggested they had tried to return to the tent but were overcome by the elements. Some were undressed with severe injuries like crushed skulls and fractured ribs, yet no external wounds. These injuries were baffling. They were consistent with a high-impact force, yet there were no signs of a struggle or external trauma. It was as if they had been subjected to an immense pressure from within. Even more unsettling, some were missing eyes and tongues. These gruesome details added a layer of horror to the already mysterious circumstances. The lack of external wounds and the removal of soft tissue led to wild speculations about what could have caused such injuries. And then there was the radiation. Some of the clothing found on the bodies showed high levels of radiation, a detail that seemed out of place in the natural environment. This discovery fueled theories about secret military tests and radioactive contamination. Theories have run wild: an avalanche, secret military tests, and even a Yeti attack. Each theory has its proponents and detractors, but none can fully explain all the strange details of the case. The idea of an avalanche is plausible, but it doesn't account for the radiation or the missing body parts. Some suggest infrasound caused panic, while others suspect hypothermia-induced madness. Infrasound, low-frequency sound waves that can cause feelings of unease and panic, could have driven the hikers to flee their tent. Hypothermia, on the other hand, can lead to paradoxical undressing, where victims remove their clothing in a state of confusion. The Soviet investigation concluded with a vague, compelling force as the cause. This ambiguous explanation did little to satisfy the curiosity of those seeking answers. The official report left many questions unanswered, and the case was eventually closed without a definitive conclusion. In 2020, another investigation pointed to an avalanche, but questions remain. This recent investigation used modern technology and simulations to support the avalanche theory, but skeptics argue that it still doesn't explain all the anomalies. What really happened at Dyatlov Pass? The mystery continues to intrigue and baffle researchers, historians, and enthusiasts alike. Each new piece of evidence seems to raise more questions than it answers, keeping the mystery alive. The mystery endures, captivating minds and spawning countless theories. Books, documentaries, and articles continue to explore the case, each offering new interpretations and insights. The Dyatlov Pass incident has become a cultural phenomenon, a puzzle that refuses to be solved. Will we ever know the truth? As technology advances and new methods of investigation emerge, there is always hope that one day we might uncover the definitive answer. Until then, the Dyatlov Pass remains an enigma, a story that fascinates and haunts us. Stay curious, my friends. The world is full of mysteries waiting to be explored, and the Dyatlov Pass incident is a reminder of how much we have yet to understand. Keep questioning, keep investigating, and never stop seeking the truth.